What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is going to be my leg day, but there's going to be a twist with it. Today is going to be my deload week. This whole week's going to be deloading everything I'm doing, so I'm going to try and make this video as interesting as I can. It's going to basically be the same thing I do normally for my regular weeks. It's just going to be the weight is way lighter. It's going to be back down percentages of what I do for normal working sets. So I'm going to try to go through here and make this interesting as I possibly can for you. And at the end, I might kind of give you my thoughts on how heavy you should go for a deload or how light should you keep it. And we'll go from there. So hope you enjoy it, and we'll go from there. Let's go. to go over what you just saw. Number one, on my regular back squats, you probably noticed I wasn't going as depth as I usually do with heavy weight. And the reason for that is it's keeping a constant tension on the legs. If you go down real nice and smooth and stop right before you get that rebound out of the bottom, if you get rebound out of the bottom, you're getting momentum. It gives your legs a second, not to disengage, but partially to disengage. By just going down there nice, right before you get to that bottom, coming right back up, keeps a constant tension on them. So you can get a really nice leg bump with really, really light weight. And it's kind of the tempo of the thing as well. Also, a lot of people I see, how heavy should you go on a deload? Well, if you really break down what a deload is supposed to do, what a deload is if you are peaking very hard, usually you go hard for 3 weeks. And by the end of that 3rd week, if you've trained really, really hard like you should, your body is going to be very tired at the end of that 3 weeks. It's going to be feeling beat up. So when you come to a deload, you're trying to rebuild and make your body get to where it feels better. Well, you could say, well, if you're trying to rest, why in the world would you do any weights at all? Problem with doing nothing is you get back and you get cold turkey, your body and your joints get cold, and then you come to it the next week ready to go hard after a week of rest. Well, you're not going to perform. Your body needs that in between where it's staying active, but it's healing. So the biggest tip to heal is getting blood to it. So my theory and the way I approach a deload is I take the weight to about 50%. At the highest, I usually go about 50%. And I'll do a set of 10 with it, like you've seen me do, sets 10 with it. I'm getting blood to all these areas. My knees, I'm not wrapping my knees. My knees, which would usually be exposed, are now are now getting straight blood to them. So that's going to heal them. So that's going to make my body feel better when I come to it. So like, I see a lot of people when they do a deload, they take a deload and they just reduce the reps. So they'll keep a pretty heavy weight for them. They'll just do 3 reps instead of 5 or 2 reps. But that's not a proper deload in my opinion, because if you are taking the weight, you're no longer, you have to have some point where you build muscle. That's the first thing. And the second thing is if you're tearing down still, that's not a deload. When you lift weights heavy as an athlete for strength, most of the time your muscles aren't what's going to be tore down at the end of a workout. It's going to be your body, your joints, and the biggest of all, your central nervous system. So I use a deload to do hypertrophy, get blood to the areas that I need it, and it will build much, much better. So that's my reasoning and that's my thought process on it. Deadlift, I do just a little differently. I'll still do about 50%, but I might only do some triples in that just because we've already worked all the muscles with that. And like I said, you know, the reason I still wear a belt is because I'm trying to keep my back rested. Your lower back muscle is worked enough, so you're not rebuilding that. But your hips, your knees, getting blood to it, doing hypertrophy, that's the way I approach a deload. And that is what I found to be the best. My body heals, I'm rested, and for that next week that I come back, boom, I'm ready to get to it. So that's just my thought process and some information on that. to the end of my deload leg day. Lower body is done. Just to reiterate what I said, I do a lot of reps for hypertrophy. I do controlled, slow, keep the burn. That gets blood to the muscles, blood to the joints, my hips and my knees. It just keeps you feeling healthy, so when you come back, you're ready to be strong. It's just my technique on it. It's worked very well for me. It's allowed me to rebuild a lot better, whereas before I used to get a lot of injuries. I'd go far too heavy on a deload. So it's just what works good for me. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you don't, okay. But I'll have more content coming. I'll show you what I do for the rest of this week, how I approach my shoulders, and even strongman day on deloads. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.